Welcome to today's Monday Marketing Tea, where I talk about things that are trending when it comes to marketing, websites, AI, and, hopefully help some businesses and some creatives make some good decisions. Tea. I actually have a soda today. Slightly regret my life choices, but it seemed good at the time. Alright, so we're starting off with a lot of drama. It's another drama week. Amazon sues AI. So this is not unexpected at all. Although I guess a little. So there are more and more web browsers that are agentic AI based. So if you use the web browser, AI is doing stuff for you. And we've mentioned before, one of those things is making purchases for you. And now this goes a step beyond say using ChatGPT to make purchases, which is also a thing. But that it's more you're having a conversation with ChatGPT to figure out what you want to buy. And then, ChatGPT says, do you want me to make the purchase for you? Okay. Agentic AI is much more like, I need to buy a birthday present for my mom. Make it so. That is probably oversimplifying it because I am not an expert. But I would argue at this stage, nobody's an expert on any of this. Or at least very, very few people. So, Comet, which is Perplexity's AI browser, is making Amazon purchases for its users. And part of me is like, wouldn't Amazon like that? Because money. But of course, then they don't get ad revenue, and they don't get to push their particular models or their particular algorithm. And AI is choosing its own sorting factors and focusing on those. So Amazon is suing because Amazon is saying you are destroying the user experience that we've created. And it's also a security risk. Okay. Perplexity is saying, suck it up. Essentially. You just want the ad revenue, so stop pretending like you care about your users. Which I agree. And they are making the case the logins and credit information and all that. Well, the credit's probably on Amazon, so the login is locally saved, not saved on their servers. So it's not really a security risk. In as much as saving your password, I guess, it's not a security risk, but that's again kind of a bigger issue. So I'm really not sure who's gonna win this one. I'm not sure who should win this one. Because it's like, you guys both just want to make money. You both just want people to spend money. And therefore you make money. So I don't know if either of you really have the best interest of anyone in mind. My question is, so Amazon, they certainly used to do this thing. And I presume they still do, although it might be more difficult now. But Amazon gives you a discount on their site. You know how you're looking at an item and it's like 10% off, 25% off, whatever. Um, uh, so I was getting text messages and trying not to read it, but it made my brain stall. And so that discount was based on how infrequently you viewed something. So the more you viewed a product, the less your discount would be because the more likely you were to buy. So they didn't need to mark it off as much. So I wonder if they still do that. I presume they kind of do. How your AI agent works with that. Um, I don't know. That's definitely like a. Yeah, so always. Again, this is kind of outdated information. I'm not sure they still do that. But you can try clearing your browser before shopping on Amazon, or like shop around, pick what you want to buy, then clear it, and then go buy it. Um, it's old information, so they have maybe changed how they do things, but they certainly used to do it that way. So the way that AI robots interact with sites are different than the way users interact with sites, so I'm not 100% sure. Um, yeah, if that registers, because AI robots aren't clicking through things the way that we do. So are they getting more discounts, less discounts? Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this all plays out. Shopping online. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I actually said hi to Steven. So hi, Steven. Yeah, the Amazon user experience maybe isn't the best to begin with, but they are claiming that they have curated this great user experience that AI is ruining. Saving your password isn't supposed to be a security risk. LastPass, I'm looking at you. Exactly. uh, so, not. Technology doesn't always work out the way it's supposed to. That's true. I had forgotten about that one, but that is true. They do a lot of price fiddling before and after sale days. Um, that's in the FTC rules now. Oh, interesting. So, yeah, thankfully I don't deal a lot with commerce online, so I don't have to pay attention too much. But I need to remind all of my clients that they need to have terms and conditions and privacy policies on their websites. I also need to add some to my own. But it's a little hard to keep up with regulations sometimes. Yeah, and so shop local, everyone, when you can. I understand the temptation for sure. Uh, Sometimes you have to buy things online. But, okay. So that's what's going on with lawsuits and AI. So now, switching gears a bit, but still AI. Perception of AI. So I was skimming through a survey report on small to medium business owners and what they feel about AI. And it was encouraging in that they were, I think, the right level of, like, this is kind of useful, but I'm also kind of skeptical. That's an appropriate feeling for all this. And what was interesting in the survey, though, they tried a bit of a switch in that for some of the questions, they use the word automation instead of AI. So even though AI is often technically what helps with the automation, right? What makes the automation run, there are different feelings on that. So businesses like automation more than AI, even in the cases when they are the same thing. And to me, that speaks to unclear terms. I love automation too. I think um, automation is the best use case for artificial intelligence. Um, because most of the time, when you want something automated, it is, it's not skill based. It's not, you know, something that people cannot do. It is literally saving yourself time. Saving yourself time is the purpose of automation and the best use case of AI. And I think that's why, in some cases, when it comes to generative AI, people are like, oh, you can save so much time by having AI write something for you. Because that's the only advantage. There are so many disadvantages. But in the case of scheduling or um, running, every time I do this, do this. Every time I put in a new contact, do this. Um, there's no skill involved other than time. So it makes sense. But we need to talk about AI in a more clear way so that people, know they're the same thing and that you can do some things with AI that you don't have to do everything with AI. Like, it doesn't have to be like an all or nothing. I'm going to use AI for everything. Uh, you should actually balance what you're doing. The early ads for Copilot, their whole pitch was that you could have it generate, convert to expand to business speak at one end, condense down to salient points from business speak to the other. And I'm thinking, just communicate better. Exactly. Right? Like, that's where it loses me. Like, People need to learn how to communicate better. So AI is not helping. It is not. I'd really like to see more comparisons between writing a thing and having to in-depth edit AI-generated writing so it isn't inept. There have been a lot of studies done on this. And the survey did feature some of that. They spent more time fixing it, than it would take to write it wholesale. And that's, like, for me, why I don't use it to write. I usually sit down to write a piece and I have something in mind. So it takes me longer to edit it than just to write it, because I'm a writer. Now, it's more appealing when it's a subject I don't know anything about. If someone asked me to write an article about, I don't know, best lawn care products or something. I don't know anything about lawn care products, so AI probably could at least get information as good as I would, without doing a ton of research. So that's the point. If you're a subject matter expert, then you probably shouldn't hand things over to AI. If you want to get better at things, then don't hand it over to AI, etc. The best performing content online are things that are hybrid. So not fully AI generated, nor even necessarily fully human, but have been both sets of eyes, as it were, on them. Eyes and codes. Whenever I Google a technical question, I get an AI answer, which usually is pretty helpful at getting an answer the way I need, but I still have to check its every step and source to see if it's both correct and relevant. Yes, very true. I had to search the other day. I was searching an email address to see if it was a valid marketing email address from a company. I was checking to make sure it wasn't spam, And the AI overview was wrong. It was like, oh, this is not a legitimate email because, the domain is such and such, not such and such. I'm like, well, that doesn't really necessarily answer the question. And then I found a FAQ page from the site, and it said these are kind of like the 3 domains that we send emails for. So these are all good, and it was on that one. So it's like, come on, AI overview. Like, the answer was literally in the FAQ. You can't manage it. So definitely still not perfect. But if you're totally ignorant about something, it may know at least as much as you, if not more. And it is valuable for kind of summarizing things sometimes. So you can skim it and be like, nope, 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 oh, maybe, and check out something in particular. There are, like, as you all know, because you're here every week, I give AI a lot of pushback, because somebody has to. But an intelligent adult using it can use it well. And Google can say it's an isolated incident, but we have, in the words of Jim Hacker, over 200 isolated incidents. Yeah, basically. Alright. More on AI agents. That's what the word that I chat for a minute. You're still there. I can still see you. And I have a cat. What more? I already forgot what I was going to say. Okay. So this is getting more into the technical reporting side of things. Marketing is a funny area because you want to return on investment, so you have to track your statistics to make sure that everything lines up, right? My job is to make numbers go up and knowing which ones are important and which ones aren't. Vanity metrics. For example, with email, back 5 years ago, something like that, when Apple changed its settings and made open rates on emails very worthless. You know, now you know. Open rates are a vanity metric. They don't matter. But click rates and response rates and etc. Right? Knowing which ones to pay attention to. Now, as we have more AI agents instead of people navigating websites, it again creates a blind landscape. Where nobody really knows what the numbers mean anymore. And this doesn't even right. In the land of blind analytics, the one-eyed key performance indicator is king. So trying to find the statistic that matters for your business. Yeah, click-through rate is what you track now for emails. Yep, absolutely. And so the online is changing again too. Click-through rate might matter less than it used to. That used to be a very big thing. You want someone to Google you and click on it. But now, because there's AI combing through the internet, Google pulling up results, maps, etc., people actually clicking through to your website might be less important than it used to, right? And I don't know that people know what the answer is exactly yet, because they don't, from what I've read, it isn't 100% clear how to find out what AI is doing with or without your site. In order to, so the tool that I use, Search Atlas for SEO, it has a section on LLM visibility, LLM sentiment, and that's all great. But it's also unclear sometimes because you kind of have to, even more so than with search, which was already true, you have to talk to the LLM to find out how they feel about you, which affects how the LLM feels about you. So there are no clean results, shall we say. They are all tainted results. Because there's no way to interact with it that doesn't also affect it. So how are we going to track it effectively? I don't know. Right now, just hope your LLM visibility scores are good. I think with Google Analytics, it's usually referral traffic, I think, is how AI gets categorized. But that's the LLM, which is different than the AI agents. There's a cat. And how can you tell the difference between the AI agent and a human user? And yeah, we're trying our best. And they do leave different measurements, I guess, but that is getting into wizardry for me. So we'll see. I'm sure very soon there are going to be more and more tools and ratings and all these kinds of things. And most of them won't mean anything. Just like with traditional search engine optimization, there are all these things: backlink strength and domain power and just even traditional ranking. Where are you in Google results? That are analytics, but they aren't always useful. It is really a blend of art and science here. And just doing your best. So basically, just try to do good work and be a good person and get good customer reviews, and your business will grow. The end. It is possible to measure nothing, but we try so much. There are just gonna be ridiculous trends. I mean, there already are the people who are like, make sure your LLM.txt file is available. It's like, that's not even a thing, and they don't know what it is. They being AI. AI doesn't even know what that is. But when they start accepting it, you want to be prepared. You don't even know that's going to be a thing. Let's all chill out. Anyway, that's what's going on. Next week is Thanksgiving, which means Black Friday. And then Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday. So we are about to enter high commercialism life, which makes me grateful that I generally don't deal with a lot of that. I just watch the numbers go up. But good luck to all the businesses who are preparing for that. I do have a website I need to update with a couple things, but hopefully won't. How long before Black Friday has 364 companion days? I mean, some years I feel like we're already there. Isn't everything the #1 shopping day in America? Even in Australia, for some reason, we have Black Friday sales, and I think it's crazy. Can't you just name it like the start of Advent sale? Yeah. Hey, Advent starts soon. I hope you're all ready for Christmas, or ready to get ready for Christmas. I'm excited. I am legitimately. I don't know what it is about this year, but I am just bring on Christmas. We're gonna do it big this year, I guess. Yeah, but we'll talk more about that next week. We'll have a nice Thanksgiving episode. Until then, keep being good. I am just trying to figure out what to do with my time right now. clients and this and other projects that I kind of want to give a little bit more time to that I could probably do on stream. I want to get more into classics again, do more Latin and Greek again. So we'll kind of see where this all takes me. I appreciate you all being here for the journey. You have a public holiday called Boxing Day, right? That got commercialized as much as Christmas. Like, isn't Boxing Day the day after Christmas? How do you have two hyper commercial days in a row? I mean, I believe it because if you can, why not? But that does seem excessive. 2 days in a row. Here's your Christmas present. Here's your Boxing Day present. Yeah. You hit the nail on that. Well, we'll be here. Only a month and a week. No, the day of Christmas is Unboxing Day. Alright. Well, let's all try to save our money, and we'll be back next week to see what other new crazy things are happening in the world. Yeah. I think that's it for me. Have a good day, everybody.